Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the Dropouts podcast. It's me, Nick.
Skylar, as always.
Coming across like a couple of Let's Players per usual because we don't know how to do intros otherwise.
It'll come in time.
Yeah, we're failed YouTubers, so...
Old habits are hard to break sometimes.
Yeah. Next we'll be doing top 10 videos, reaction streams.
Fuck you.
I made a Vine or two in 2020.
How?
Wow, your laugh still peaky as
like
ever.
Like I said, don't worry about the
fix
peaks.
It in post.
I got it fixed out in post, so it's just pretended it doesn't even exist.
Well, I'm gonna ignore audio levels completely. You're the audio guy now.
Yes.
In fact, the computer should probably be in front of you, but it isn't because we didn't think of that before we started the podcast.
Yes.
So, but we did mention there for a second failed ventures as far as YouTube and the likes. We are currently attempting once again at failing.
Seems to be a pattern.
He did the first Twitch stream recently, and then I was like, fuck it, maybe my shitty little internet that comes free with my apartment can manage streaming. I didn't think so, but it seems to manage.
Yeah, I haven't noticed any problems with it.
I mean, it's only 720p. But my good internet couldn't handle much better than 720p streaming. I think I get bottlenecked more by my CPU when it comes to going to 900p streaming rather than my internet. But yeah, you, I guess, encouraged me to try and get back into streaming again. But I kind of realized when I did, so I went on those sites where you can kind of check your stats and such. And I went and looked back at my old streams, and I realized I didn't stream for a whole year pretty much exactly. And it's weird. I almost stopped out of nowhere. And it took me a minute to realize that that's when I went to that construction job.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Because, you weren't going to lug your giant-ass computer all the way up there.
Yeah, but it's weird that, I thought I stopped streaming for, a reason of, burnout or, failure or something like that. No, I just stopped because I got a job.
Victim of circumstance.
Yeah. So there was really no reason to not get back into it.
It's fun. I'm not going to say we got some cult followers, but, there's a couple people that, it feels good to see a couple people watching your... Yeah. It still feels good to see a couple people watching your stream. That's kind of one of the biggest things that I was going to do for myself whenever I wanted to pick streaming back up was I wanted to kind of do it for me. Last time I did it, I was focused too much. I need to get a PayPal account set up and I need to make sure I got cool subscriber things that pop up. And I just didn't have fun. I was focusing on what games I should be playing to try and grab people's attention. And it just wasn't as fun for me. It got burnt out because it felt like a job. And once it feels like a job, I don't want to do it. A job
where you're making no money.
Yeah. Yeah, even worse. A job where I'm not only making no money, but I'm also slowly just eroding my enjoyment of video games.
Yeah. If you feel forced to play games, that's kind of an inherent issue.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
But that's not. That's pretty much my only creative venture. Me and Skylar have talked to you guys previously about us doing bits. We have failed to actively record anything.
Yeah, we have failed to record anything. I did want to say I did actually have an idea for a bit that I haven't told you about yet.
Okay, well, you can't mention it on the podcast.
I'm not going to. Yeah, but I do want to say this
because that makes us obligated to make it.
Well, yeah, no, I'm not signing that fucking piece of paper. No, just mostly just we're still getting ideas out there at the very least. I got ideas flowing.
Good. As long as you got something working, even if we're not actually working, we can pretend to be.
It's the stupidest fucking thing, but it's still something, and that's the start,
Yeah, a lot of our stuff is pretty stupid, so it'll fit right.
Almost a pattern.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of stupid, you've been writing lately.
You promised we weren't gonna do this on the podcast. He was like, "No, I'm just getting hype aggressive. I'm hype angry." No. Yeah, I've actually been getting into writing, back into writing, I should say. I took like a probably 2 or 3 year break in between. And I don't know what just made me decide to pick it back up again. I just had an idea, and I would just like go and smoke, and then I'd be like, get an idea formulated, and then the next time I go and smoke, I'd be like expanding on it, and I was like, I gotta write this shit down.
Yeah.
Like, and then from there, like, it's like riding a bike. Like, it felt natural. Like, because for me, the hardest part is getting myself to start writing every single time. Because I have all these ideas out, but then as soon as I sit down and there's like a blank piece of paper in front of me, it's the first like paragraph that's the hardest. And then after that, like, it just kind of flows and you start getting your ideas out, kind of thing.
I've never had enough ideas, I think, to be a writer. Like, I mean, as far as like just like random, like, oh, I'm gonna write a story. No. I'll write a page.
Well, I mean, and to be fair, like, most of my chapters are like 2 pages, 3 pages. They're really short shit, but like, it's mostly that's gonna be the hardest thing for me. That's the part I'm not looking forward to. I'm having a really good time like implementing ideas in some sort of structure, something that's readable on its own, but I'm not looking forward to like once I have everything kind of timeline from beginning to end, going into each chapter and being like, all right, how am I going to turn this into fucking 10 pages? How am I going to turn this into fucking 15 pages? How am I going to turn this into like, you know, like, because I don't know
if you should go into it looking to stretch it out, maybe.
Yeah, see, I don't like that idea, but
just
otherwise,
make it a short story if you can't be descriptive enough. Otherwise, just pull a Stephen King and describe every little thing. Like, the table was brown, you know, like, describe every object in the fucking room.
I mean, yeah, Jesus Christ, some of his fucking novels. I mean, what's that thing that's in between a fucking short story and a novella?
A novella?
A novella, that'd be the way to go, right? Like, if you got, like, you want a chapter structure, but, like, your chapters aren't that fucking long. Like,
gotcha. That's what a novella is.
Yeah.
I've never read a novella. I just read books.
I'm writing a novella.
I probably won't read it then. I haven't read what he's written so far. But I'm sure it's good.
It's pretty interesting.
A mutual friend of ours said it was decent. So if he isn't instantly being condescending towards it, then it's probably pretty good.
There might be a little bit of something there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good. It's going to be complicated. I was saying I always write myself into a fucking complicated ass corner.
So like as far as the story itself, or what do you mean?
Yeah, kind of either where I want to take the story, or I always want to try and do like super complicated like ideas and concepts that like I have to make sure I don't backtrack myself on.
Yeah.
Like even just for example, like time travel, interdimensional thing, like, or even just somebody going through like a psychosis, that kind of breakdown thing. Like I always tend to like get so complex to like write myself into a corner. 'Cause like I'm more like freewheeling when it comes to writing. So like, I just tend to like fucking write without thinking about like, and then I have to go back and be like, oh, well, fuck, this doesn't make sense because this happened, you know?
You leave a lot of plot holes.
I do. I used to be really bad about it. Is it
because you don't think about the logic behind your literary universe, or do you not regard it like when
I feel like I don't materialize the logic. Like, and I used to be really bad about it. I'm doing a lot better this time around. That's why I'm already right off the bat, like, thinking this is probably one of my favorite things that I've written so far, is because, like, I used to just be like, I'm going to write it and go. And then, like, there would just be these scrambled, jumbled chapters and shit that kind of, and in its own right is kind of cool, but not if that's the only way you know how to write.
Yeah.
And so, like, this time around, I have an end goal. I have, like, a secret timeline. I have a specific...
A secret timeline. Good. It's good to keep that under wraps. Don't tell other people. It's better if you can avoid telling people you're working on stuff in general until it's done.
A lot of directors do that. A lot of fucking directors do that. They'll only give people certain scenes and certain parts, you know, and not allow them to convene with each other to kind of keep the suspense going. So yeah, I mean, I structure it a lot better this time around, but, generally, that used to be a bigger problem. This time around, not so much. I still do kind of, in a way, just like blurt it out, so it's gonna be kind of hard, especially with some of the concepts that I'm working with on. It's gonna be kind of hard not to have to have those giant plot holes and things that don't make sense.
Gotcha. Well, just take it slow. I mean, focus on enjoying writing it rather than making it into something cohesive, I'd figure.
Right. And there's actually speaking of Stephen King, there's a short story that he wrote that's kind of one of my favorites. I think it's called Double Jeopardy. And I actually kind of took a writing tool from that because, like, I had this short story book of, like, Stephen King. And he would have, like, little annotations at the end of every story and be like, this was kind of my idea on writing it. And this one, it's just some, like, slice of life story of some guy that he just sees a finger come out of his drain. And there's no explanation for it at all. And there's no, like...
Like, it crawls out? What do you mean?
It just pokes out. And, like, every time he, like, goes and checks it out, it pokes out a little bit farther and a little bit farther. And it drives him insane to the point where, like, he tries pulling on it and it comes out, like, 2-3 feet. But it's just this long finger with multiple knuckles. Ew. And, like, spoiler alert, in case I don't even remember the name of it. So it's just kind of an obscure one. But, like, he ends up getting a bunch of Drano and a knife. And he just tries to destroy it, And then I guess the police get called because he's making a bunch of ruckus. And they open up the door and it's just him covered in blood and all this shit. But one of the things that Stephen King, like, was mentioning in his little, like, aforemention about it was that he wrote this with the intention that he was tired of everything needing an explanation. Sometimes it's funner to just write stuff, and if it doesn't really make that much sense, that's kind of the beauty of it.
But do you get, like, conclusion at all? Like, do you know what happens to the dude? Do the police take
no.
him in?
You have no idea. Nope. No conclusion. No explanation. No, I mean, it works in short format. It doesn't work for something where you're going to build somebody up and then gyp them, out of a feeling of, like, I guess resolution. Like, because it can be a cheap tactic. It can be something you can build somebody up a whole season over, let's say. And, like, we're just going to be like, at the very end, it's like, oh, nope, none of this makes any sense. But, oh, well, that's just how the story goes, But I think it can be, like, tactfully placed too along, like, I mean, you just can't have that as, like, a resolution.
Yeah, not every time, at least.
Yeah, no, that would get very tiring.
Yeah. Well, how's your stream been going? I know we've both been doing it. You have done what, 2 so far?
2, yeah, 2.
Okay.
Vampire the Masquerade.
Vampire the Masquerade both times.
Very fun. I actually am going to be streaming tomorrow morning. Because it's Friday.
That's irrelevant to the podcast.
It's irrelevant to the podcast, but
this podcast will come out so much later.
Yeah, I guess that's true. What day is it now? No, I'm gonna be streaming. The next consecutive day from the day this podcast was recorded and filmed. And I'm actually gonna take your advice on one of the things. I was thinking about it. I do think I actually want to play System Shock 2. I need
tomorrow or
yeah.
Oh, did you even test whether it runs well with OBS?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I did do, I didn't test whether it streams well, but it records fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
As long as you've tested it a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, no, and I just need something to kind of balance out, like, the super talky, kind of less actiony, more talking kind of RPG. Like, because Vampire the Masquerade's awesome, but it's very dialogue heavy, and it's really, like, personable.
Yeah, so you want more action?
Yeah, more action, and I don't know. I was thinking about it, and, like, whenever you first brought it up, and I was like, I've played, like, probably the first 10 hours of it, and I just remember having a fucking blast. I don't even remember why I stopped playing it.
I've never played it, so obviously, I haven't necessarily mentioned what I've came back to as far as streaming. When I've decided I'm pretty much going to stick to RPG games for the most part, so I'll probably dabble in System Shock at some point. It'd be so far down the line, though, it's irrelevant to even mention, but, I mean, I've never played it, so it's on the list.
It's a good time. It's a very good time.
It's on the list. I definitely want to do all the RPGs that are supposedly classics that I've not dabbled in. I think I've maybe, like, looked at the starting town of Baldur's Gate and then never done anything in it. So,
Oh, yeah.
And same thing with Neverwinter Nights. Probably, like, booted it up and then never went past 30 minutes in, So those kind of games, I'll stick with the more modern ones first. Kind of stick my toes in per se, like
right.
Keep to the Kickstarter backered ones like Wasteland and Pillars of Eternity and Pathfinder Kingmaker.
Oh yeah, because I mean, and that's all set up to run when Wasteland 3 comes out soon, which is going to be very interesting.
A couple months or something.
Very excited.
Whenever it drops, I'll definitely be playing it on stream. Wasteland 3 is going to be legit, although that's why I got to play Wasteland 2 first, fully. I seem pretty quiet. I don't know if it's because I started leaning back. I hope it's not going to be an issue, because...
It won't be.
Okay. You might push the mic towards
me. Here, yeah. Let me move the mic over there towards you a little bit more. I think I'm doing just fine over here.
Hopefully that wasn't the most awful ear thing. It didn't peak out or anything when you moved it, so it just probably made a noise. If you notice it. But I think that'll help me out because I was coming across low because when we were doing the tests, I was leaning in. And
right.
And then I leaned back. So
right.
Hopefully that first 15 minutes I'm not too quiet. I think I only leaned back for that last 5.
Nah, it should be fine. Like I said, I can work some magic on it if worst case scenario, but I think it should come across all right.
Cool.
But you were saying you're doing classic RPGs. You're doing Pillars of Eternity right now, right?
Why you say right? Right? Like you don't already know.
You're doing Pillars of Eternity, right?
You're teeing me up a T-ball right now. Yes, I am. Thanks for mentioning. What are we, a late night show? Come on.
I'm like not even the host.
I mean, we're both co-hosts, so yeah, there's no need for that. Like, just talk, Like, yeah, I'm playing Pillars of Eternity. What's up?
Tell me what's that?
What's that like? Stop at the interview-esque. Nah.
There's nothing that could kill a conversation faster than just turning it into an interview.
Yeah, turning it into a late night show, that's the last thing you want to do.
You know what? Growing up, I wanted to be a late night show host. I don't know why.
I think they're the worst thing in entertainment.
I mean, I can see that now, but they're for some reason, just growing up, I was
so stale.
Or a game show host, I wanted to be. But the old game shows,
Game show host is completely different. Game show host... There's a reason why they do their jobs forever. It's probably pretty fun. Yeah. Game show hosts aren't bad. No, don't compare them to talk show hosts.
Well, I wasn't. I was just saying, those are the two things I wanted to be when I was a kid. And, yeah.
I didn't want to be anything. So I'm living the dream.
It sounds like a fucking Stephen Wright joke. I spilled spot remover on my dog. Now he's gone. Fucking really? We've resorted to one-liners. Let's just pop one-liners.
I didn't think it was a joke. I was just speaking sooth.
Oh well, then I'm really sorry to hear about that.
Oh, all right. So you kind of wanted. Oh, okay, no, I saw disk space remaining at the bottom, and it worried me for a second. I didn't want to have a repeat of last time.
Oh, God, no.
No, it says we have 758 hours and 53 minutes of space left, so
I think we should be good to go for a little bit.
You guys want to go for the full 758 hours right now?
Starting right now?
We won't get up.
I'll start the coffee.
No eating.
No coffee?
No coffee.
Okay, well, we're just going to sit here and die.
For 758 hours.
You guys want to see the first ever 2 people just die on podcasts? Just starve themselves to death? Oh, you would die of thirst first, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we can do some things without getting up from the table. Like, one of us can eat the other.
Okay, yeah. Cannibalism podcast. I never even thought of that.
It's going to be all sound at that point because the phone's going to die about an hour in of the 758 hours.
Yeah. So the rest of it,
it's just going to be smacking noise.
Yeah, for a good 150 hours, it's just just for fucking 100 hours, just.
All right, let's not talk about cannibalizing each other. I don't know.
It will happen. Mark my words.
I don't know how we got to that point.
750 followers, make it happen. We'll cannibalize each other on podcasts.
Stop. No. You discussed maybe talking about, or bullshitting about the various things we've been watching in our free time.
I was going to say, yeah, this definitely transitioned to the bullshitting mode.
I know we're bullshitting as it is, so might as well bullshit about something you brought up previously. So me and Skylar went and watched Birds of Prey opening weekend on
we did.
Sunday or some shit. And we heard once we got out that it didn't do so hot. I mean, critics' reviews, it's doing fine. If you care about Rotten Tomatoes, I think it's like 80% plus. I mean, I'll double check, but it's up there.
Double check that. It's getting really good critics' reviews. It's just, I don't know. I think it's getting.
It got bad box office, but there's so many things going on that I don't think anyone actually cares.
That one did actually kind of surprise me though. Like, I figured it would do a lot better.
Well, that's why they changed the name. See, this is even more relevant to talk about than you realize. So the name used to be Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous
Emancipation of one Harley Quinn.
Yeah, one Harley Quinn. Why are you talking over me?
Because you were. I was just helping you along, man.
Yeah. Okay. But they changed it to Harley Quinn Birds of Prey.
Right.
Just as far as marketing is concerned.
Which I think kind of ruins it in a sense. Like, I guess if they were trying to like market towards the people that were seeing it as a Harley Quinn movie, which I mean, honestly, that's kind of what I was seeing it as from the get-go because the trailers made that painfully obvious.
Yeah, but if you're definitely a Harley Quinn movie.
Yeah, if you're just looking at the names,
she was the main character for sure.
Yeah, if you're just like looking at the names on a listing, it's just like, Birds of Prey and Harley Quinn. And so like I can imagine like once they kind of like it didn't come out so hot like in the box offices, they were just like, all right, we need to change the name, make it so that way it's easily Googleable.
Why did you say Google? Okay, I'm not even gonna question it. I was getting distracted by pictures of Ewan McGregor, so I didn't realize that Ewan McGregor
happens all the time
was the villain in Birds of Prey. Like when we watched it, I saw the villain, I felt like I recognized him. I didn't realize that was Ewan McGregor.
I didn't put the pieces together either.
Motherfucker's sexy for how old he is.
I'm telling you, like, he's been around.
Like he's old as shit, and he's still hot.
He's popping. I don't know what it is, and I mean, it doesn't even look
straight individual. Like I don't know how he still look like that.
It doesn't even look like fucking like fake like hot. It just looks like he aged well.
Yeah, he just aged well.
Like
it doesn't
fucking
look like plastic surgery.
Like Paul
or
Rudd,
anything.
Paul Rudd.
How old's Paul Rudd?
I want to say
I'm googling
40s, mid 40s, maybe
50 years old.
50, Jesus.
Paul Rudd does not look 50 years old.
He does not look 50 years old.
No, no.
No, but yeah, no, he definitely aged really well, and he killed it.
Yeah, he was a good villain. He was hilarious. Definitely go to Birds of Prey if you liked Deadpool, because I'd say as far as R-rated comedy goes, Deadpool is lesser than the Harley Quinn movie.
Yeah,
Harley Quinn made me laugh more.
Definitely better than Deadpool.
Deadpool was more fart jokes.
Well, okay, and
references.
I remember us kind of having this conversation whenever we stepped out of the theater, and one of the things that you mentioned that kind of stuck with me was like, you kind of also talked about like how, in a sense, that's also not taking into account how Deadpool was at the time. Like very first seeing it's like the first R-rated like superhero movie. Like I think comparing it to that initial feeling compared to like Birds of Prey, I think Deadpool might still be in the fight on that for me.
Nah, it was pretty lame. Deadpool 1 was not even that good when you go back and watch it.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It didn't age well, but like for the very first time that you watch it, like when you're the very first like the brain concept opens, you're like, oh shit, it's a rated R fucking Marvel movie. It's great. Like it's like I thought it was pretty funny at the time. And I thought, I was like, oh man, this is going to open up a whole new era.
Only because I was a fanboy of Deadpool. Beyond that, looking back on it, it's like, eh. I mean, I'm a fanboy of Harley Quinn. It's
right.
It's a little bit rough to compare the two.
I mean, I would say, okay, so like in terms of first viewing experiences, Deadpool's still in the fight. In terms of just overall movie, Deadpool's not even close.
Yeah. I mean, because I'm pretty sure Harley Quinn had a smaller budget than Deadpool, and Deadpool's CGI makes me want to vomit.
Yeah, Deadpool's CGI was ass. A lot of the special effects, like that's kind of one of the things that like I.
Oh, really never mind. Harley Quinn did have a bigger budget. Wow, Deadpool only had a budget of $58 million. No wonder it looked like butthole.
No shit.
Yeah, Harley Quinn had like $80 million, I think.
I really thought Deadpool would.
Yeah, Harley Quinn had $97.1 million. So
Jesus Christ,
a lot more. But it's still gonna profit even with the shitty box office.
Right.
So who cares?
And apparently it's part of it. You know, there's gonna be another. It's not a sequel. There's gonna be another movie in the trilogy. I think they're doing Gotham Sirens, which is also gonna be like you could clump it as a Harley Quinn.
What is this? Gotham Sirens?
Yeah, you can clump it as like a Harley Quinn series or trilogy per se of like the movies that kind of focus on her. Not really. I think Gotham Sirens actually like it's her and maybe I think they're pulling the Poison Ivy.
Yeah, it looks like it's Poison
route.
Ivy and Catwoman is what Sirens is. Are you sure they're making this a movie?
I'm pretty fucking sure they are.
I mean, it's got an IMDb page, so I guess it's listed.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably still in development hell somewhere. They were probably like gauging the
last time it was updated was like on the 11th of October 2018. I don't know about this.
Yeah, it might not.
Is this dead in the water?
I really hope not.
When did this? Maybe not. Maybe this is more recent, and the 2018 thing's just the last production note on it. Who knows? DC will do what DC does. No one really keeps track of them until they actually put something out.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, like, Marvel's the kingpin.
Yeah, there's no use in even trying to fight that at this point. As awesome as they're going, like, especially with DC Black and stuff, like...
DC Black?
Yeah.
What's DC Black?
That's just like a more edgier.
It's already edgy. They already try and be edgy.
I think that's what they're gonna like start putting R-rated DC movies. They're gonna start classifying those as DC Black.
Oh, because Joker did so
starting with Joker.
Oh. Okay, well, if they keep making him like Joker, that's fine. And Harley Quinn.
Yeah,
actually,
I was gonna say that's
more
the
R-rated.
two, yeah.
More R-rated. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, there it is. That's where DC's gonna get their kingpin. That's where they're gonna find their thing. Like Marvel can keep all their besides Deadpool, they can keep all their little PG-13 like superhero movies.
Marvel's dead in the water after Endgame, dude. We saw the trailer for freaking the Black Widow movie. I mean, it's gonna be worth a few cheap laughs, but I don't think it's gonna be anything where I'm gonna be like, wow, the guy from Stranger Things is a great superhero.
I think I remember us actually looking up the timeline for the upcoming Marvel Universe series of movies, and there was like
but some of it's under wrap.
We wanted to watch,
and like the stuff that's not under wrap seems so like far down the line. Like the next Doctor Strange, I think they're still trying to nail down a director. I don't know if they even have that decided yet.
Wow,
maybe I'm wrong.
Really, because Doctor Strange did pretty well. I mean, I liked it.
Yeah, but, they're just being slow as shit with, like, going forward with it. Wait, what? That's the first thing that popped up is why Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man will return in Doctor Strange 2. That better not happen.
Tobey
Maguire is like 50, right? Like, how old is he?
There's no way he can play fucking Spider-Man still.
He cannot be playing Spider-Man.
He already kind of looked like a middle-aged man in his original Spider-Man trilogy.
It looks like Doctor Strange 2 is set for 2021. But who knows? Who knows if it'll... Oh, wait. Okay, so January 9th, 2020, Doctor Strange 2 loses director Scott Derrickson. And he never even wrote a draft. So...
Boy.
They don't have a director or a draft. Doesn't sound like it's happening anytime soon.
No, so really you got GOG 3.
Yeah.
That's about it. I mean,
GOG 3. Spider-Man, the next Spider-Man's 2 years down the line or some shit,
yeah,
probably?
Yeah, it'll be sooner than, it'll come quicker than I think it will. But yeah, unfortunately it's way down the line. I don't know,
Spider-Man... Why are people referring to it as Spider-Man Homecoming 2?
I mean,
just call it Spider-Man 3, y'all. Okay, I guess you can't, because then you pull up the old Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, see, that's where it gets all fucky with the naming shit, right?
Yeah. Okay. old Spider-Man is competing with new Spider-Man, so they can't do numbers anymore. All right. Well, besides movies and specifically superhero shit, we have been watching Boku no Hero, but we're not going to talk about that one because it's just anime. Anime is anime. Especially a shonen anime, like there's no reason.
Well, like super well known too, like literally.
It's not like we're revolutionizing anything by talking about My Hero. Personally, I've been watching Dr. Stone and Demon Slayer, and those are fantastic. But and those are a little bit more recent. But as far as together, me and Skylar have watched Magicians from the get-go up until now, and
blood's boiling.
We weren't even book readers per se. Like, it's not like we were fans before this show. I introduced him to the show, and then he started reading one of the books, and so I read the series. And I do like the books and the show up until this season.
It's heartbreaking. It's very heartbreaking.
I mean, it can still redeem itself, maybe.
With how many? Like, what? We have 7 more episodes?
We haven't officially looked at how many episodes they're doing this season.
Yeah, how many episodes are they doing this season? Because I believe I believe they're on episode 6 right now, right?
No, we just watched episode... Well, yeah, I think they're on 6. Yeah, we just watched 5.
We just watched 5, and we haven't seen the newest one yet because we don't... I personally almost don't even fucking care to. Like...
Yeah, I don't think they've officially said how many episodes are going to be this season. Let's see. Maybe... 13. They're going to do 13.
Okay.
And yeah, we have up until 5 right now.
I mean...
Apparently up till 6, actually. Interesting. Apparently they did a double release yesterday. So we got episode 5 and episode 6. So maybe the double feature will save the season for us.
Maybe.
Probably not.
I know. I don't even want to open with
not.
like a little bit of hope. I don't even want to start that fucking thing because
I don't even know how to talk about this season in like a way that's not spoiler. It seems like they took a show that was somewhat serious and seemed to have a pretty high budget for a sci-fi show with a somewhat realistic and a somewhat fantasy setting.
And I'm talking, there are some serious dark fucking tones, like
dark tones and like beautiful shots. Like some of the early shots of Fillory like were like really well done and beautiful. And then now it's like when we're in Fillory, we're always in a castle room, or like when we're in the human world, we're in the apartment, or we're in this specific like classroom at Breakbills. Like it's 3 sets or 4 sets they've got to work with. Oh no,
my favorite one was the couple episodes ago whenever they went to I can't remember if it was a bar or some shit, and like the I guess the lady was she went to Breakbills, so she just made her entire bar look like an exact... It wasn't a bar,
it was an office building.
An office, whatever.
I don't know where you got bar from.
I don't know, man.
It is that bad you're not paying attention.
I mean, God.
But yeah, her business was also the dorm.
It was literally a reused set that was used throughout the whole series. Like,
yeah, pretty sad.
Dialing it in. I mean,
yeah,
the writing's just shoddy now. It's taken a very corny, jokey turn.
Very, very humorous, which I kind of would have been fine with if they like went for a lighter tone this season, if they were actually funny.
Yeah, or if it even stuck with the same style of humor that it's like literally going from a darker style show to a fucking sitcom. Like,
yeah, it does feel like I'm watching Big Bang Theory.
And not spoiling anything, but after a huge, impactful thing in the plot, it just switches on a dime to something that's just like, what the fuck am I even... Like, you could tell that this has gone on way too long now.
Even in the first episode when, like, they were trying to, like, show the outcome from the previous season's the fallout. They were seeming to make it a jokey thing. And, like, then they've been casually throwing things from the 3rd book in this season. And, you know, Skylar didn't read the 3rd book, so it doesn't bother him as much. But, like, they're just not even using it. They're like, hey, reference. It's almost like a Marvel movie, which Marvel, they can kind of get away with it. They only got 2 hours out of a year to show you a superhero. So yeah, they can afford to do a comic book reference that's like just a reference. But a show that has 13 hours to work with, they don't need to just do like little poppy references to the source material. That's not like
not even faithful ones.
Yeah,
right?
What nerds are like gonna be like? Yeah, like excited just because a name from the book was used. Like they've done 3 references this season. One of the characters one of the references I can mention. So they took the character, one of the characters from the book. They changed the name for the show. They changed her name from Janet to Margot.
Janet to Margot.
Yeah. And this season...
And that's from episode 1.
This season, when she goes back to an area that she's not supposed to be in, she goes under the new alias, Janet.
Yeah.
For she just casually says that at one point. I don't know. I haven't heard anyone call her that since. It's not like for the season she's Janet.
Literally just to dip in there, be like, oh, if you've read the book, you recognize.
It's not the first time they've referenced that. They did that the first season, and back in the first season, yeah, it was kind of cutesy because it was like, in an alternate timeline, you were, it's like sometimes you're Janet, sometimes you're Margot,
right?
But no.
Just out of nowhere.
Yeah, she called herself Janet now.
Like, literally, they were... And I think you put it best when you were saying it earlier. Like, they literally started with an idea that was unique and then ran that course. And now they're just, like, flipping through source material, closing their eyes and pointing and being like, oh, yeah, let's do something with that. Oh, yeah, let's do something with that.
Oh, the character that did that in the books isn't in the show at all? Oh, we'll give it to another one and shoehorn it. Oh, that didn't work? We were just messing around. That was just a reference, not actually relevant. Gotcha. I don't know.
I could disappointing. Rant about it. It's very disappointing. I could rant about it for the next fucking hour.
Yeah, so we'll move on. What was the other thing? We were going to talk about Watchmen, I guess. You mentioned it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little late. Watchmen, it ended pretty recently. But, I mean, I guess a lot of people liked it, is what you said.
Yeah, people are acting like it's fantastic. I think the ending was mediocre.
That's my biggest problem with it was... And it wasn't even the ending was
I liked
mediocre.
The build-up.
That's exactly
First couple episodes, amazing.
Exactly. And you're just enthralled and it's amazing. And then it slowly starts to decline a little bit. And then on that final episode, it's like a really meh ending. But you're like, whatever. They're just getting their footing. And then literally the next day, I was looking it up and they're like, nope, it's just one season.
Yep.
Planned it from the get-go. We knew how we were going to end it and we just ended it this way.
Yep. Only one season. That's all they're planning to do. I see, I guess you could cop out with the whole, it's an origin season, but yeah, no, not an origin season. It's a full enclosed story that wasn't really that good.
An origin to what, though?
What do you mean? To without spoiling anything, like an origin to the characters they displayed, showing you the characters and then going with them the next season, but they didn't, so.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, no, unfortunately, it did fall a little short. It was really promising, and I kind of liked the premise of it too. I did feel it was a little heavy-handed at times, with the way it dealt with socio-political issues.
Oh, yeah, it was pretty, white people angry at other people,
yeah.
That was pretty much the whole show. It was just white people are mad that other people are mad. that was it. What was the quote? It's getting real hard for a white man in America today.
Oh God, yeah, that was the fucking. Oh my God,
that's what one of the main villains in the show says at one point, and it's so cringy.
And then once he hits that point, you're just
so cringy.
God,
it hurt. It hurt.
So ham-fisted. That's the thing, though, is there's a way that you can do that. It wasn't even the concept. It was just the way it was delivered. That was
yeah, they could have only made it worse if they had Trump in there, as a character. Just to, hammer home that they are anti-Trump supporters. we get it. We're not Trump supporters, but like we don't need to be put into that category. Like just because for one, the show is set in Oklahoma, so like
right. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah,
it kind of makes it weird that they're just showing Oklahoma as being
a bunch of
very
like,
racist,
hick redneck like racists.
which is weird, but I can kind of see where they're coming from. There is an element of that in the Midwest in general. Like religion and racism. Heavy a bit of both in the Midwest.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Is that's where like it's like the concept I can completely like. It's a very good concept. It's just the way that they delivered it.
It was just heavy-handed. Yeah.
It almost made it laughable. That's the problem.
Yeah, it was a little memey at points.
Yeah, if you can fight for an idea or push an idea so hard that it turns the serious into something that people laugh at.
Yeah, kind of going back to Magicians. It was kind of, relevant in the earlier seasons when they went to Fillory and, like, the people there were, super anti-women. It's like, whatever. But they've had a lot of time to change that. So why is that still the shtick?
Because it's always going to be a go-back to for them. It'll always be a go-back. The same way that the world is
we stepped foot in Fillory. Gotta start hating women.
Yep. The same reason that the world is always fucking ending. It's always going to be oh fuck, we're out of ideas.
Yeah, it's the same shtick.
Draw that
every
right
time.
Back out there again.
Yeah, I mean, Watchmen, I guess it avoided doing that by doing one season because, like, the first season was so politically charged. The second season would be expected to be politically charged, too. Yeah, and, like, what are they going to do? Keep hammering home the idea of, like, white people be racist? Or are they going to, like, switch it up, like...
Well, and, yeah, I mean, that's a good question, is honestly, like, I was a little bit like, what the fuck? As soon as I found out it wasn't having a second season, but upon time to reflect, I don't really know where they would go with it.
Yeah, I don't know what they'd do with it.
I think it would be hackneyed. I think it would
it probably would have gotten pretty bad.
Honestly, I hate to say it, I don't think it should. I just don't think it should have been a thing from the beginning.
So now you're on the side of the guy who decided to only write it as one season. That changed pretty fast. I think you started this conversation.
Honestly, I'm gonna backfire in that. I don't think it should have just been a thing. Honestly, they should have just left Watchmen alone.
Yeah,
they could have done that story with anything else. They could have just done like a non-specific futuristic superhero.
It could have even been set in the Watchmen universe, and they could have just avoided all the needless like callbacks to the movie.
Literally every main person from Watchmen was name dropped if they weren't like a direct character in there.
Yeah, and they could have just like avoided all of those. Like it was so far in the future, just say everyone died off.
Yeah, because about half the time it didn't even fucking matter. It was just like, oh, name drop. Like, oh, name drop. We're going to move past it. Like, back, same thing with the Magicians thing. Like, just the little pop drops here and there.
No good. Not a relevant reason to reference things. Just throwing things out there for the hell of it is never interesting to watch. So I was thinking, as a final topic to kind of wrap up the podcast, because we are rocking about 44 minutes right now.
Wow. Already. Jesus.
Yeah, it doesn't take that long to build up, something when we're just bullshitting like this. I'm sure it's an abysmal podcast. We ranted about Magicians for probably like 15 minutes, but people will get over it.
You just skip.
I was thinking as like a little cop-out topic, I'm just going to scroll down the front page of Reddit until I see something of interest for us to talk about real quick. So,
okay, down for that. I mean, we're the bullshit boys. We bullshit about anything.
So... hopefully, I don't really scroll through Reddit on this laptop, so this front page is going to be about as clean a front page as a front page can get. Like,
oh, wow, so we're talking fresh, pristine,
This is a no, influence front page.
Oh, definitely. Trust me, there's definitely influence there.
Influence from what? I have never used Chrome.
Oh, no, I was just talking about some of the stuff that makes it to the front.
Oh, you're talking about Reddit's influence.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about my personal
Oh, yeah, those cookies are 8, baby.
All right, we've got an r/, and we're not going to read an r/funny joke.
Don't, please. My God, I will end the stream right now.
All right, we got an r/legal advice. Doctor sewed my vagina shut after delivering my baby. Can I sue?
No way. Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you.
There's no way this is serious.
I'm not kidding you.
Okay, so predictions before. And like I said, I'm not a lawyer. I took I'd probably say about 2 years of various law-based classes in high school, just as like secondary classes and stuff. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can sue for that. Unless he had permission or consent.
Yeah. To sew your vagina shut.
Okay, so I know that you probably haven't had a chance to like skim on the full details of it. Where does this take place is going to be the first main question.
What do you mean? Like what
is
state?
This in well, no, in America?
I'm assuming America. She doesn't
or is
say
it some
at any
patriarch?
Point. She doesn't say
based?
at any point. So I assume America. When in doubt, assume America if they don't say it, because like, why else would they be on r/legal advice? Because that changes based on what country.
Yeah,
you're
no,
in.
you're absolutely, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So assume America. Yeah, most people are just like, if he actually sewed it shut, yeah. But like,
I mean,
a lot of people are like, are you sure he sewed it shut?
I mean, how can you be not sure about that?
Surgeon here. While it's possible for things to heal how you described, it's called a strictuit. If they actually sutured your vagina shut, that's malpractice.
I'm so glad the surgeon came in with the sound obvious advice. No, I'm gonna call malpractice on that one.
I guess like maybe like it's not so completely shut. It's not like an eyes wide shut kind of situation. Like
it's just like an eyes kind of shut situation.
It's kind of like really tiny peepholes. Maybe it looks like, and so like to the point where like the doctor's like, we're gonna have to have another surgery to resolve this, and I guess the lady's maybe like thinks it's the doctor's fault from the get-go. So maybe that's why she's trying to get out of having to pay for a surgery, probably. All right, moving on. That was a weird one.
I don't... This is going to be one of those really fucked up things that I wake up at like 3 o'clock in the morning and I just picture a
There's a really tiny hole. Like that's all that you've got left to work with.
I picture a sewn vagina.
Like it's just completely... like...
Okay, I'm already loving this off the Reddit Rails segment right off the bat.
Well, it's probably going to be a shit show most of the time, but that's not any different from the rest of the podcast.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, oh, God.
Ooh, what is The Green Knight? We got a teaser trailer for something called The Green Knight. We'll be checking that off stream. We can't afford to check it on stream because like then we'd have to do some fancy cuts and stuff because we can't show it without like getting...
yeah, we'd have to take like the video and just like tilt it like that and then stretch it out really far. Tone down everything, speed it down times two.
Speed everything up and then slow it back down again and speed it up one more time.
Literally put all the dialogue through like a fucking English to Spanish to Japanese back to English translator.
Oh my god. I can't read it because it's a green text.
I mean, you can read it.
No,
I'll read it.
It's got
I'll
some
do it
slurs.
I'll do it in my green text voice.
No, I don't think it's appropriate even with your green text voice to say those slurs.
Well, I'm not going to say the slurs.
Well, then it's not as funny.
Oh.
The slurs make it funny. Like, you can't not use the slurs. It's a green text. That completely ruins a green text if you don't use the awful language.
What if we just flashed it up on screen really quick? Like,
no!
Literally half a second flashed it up on screen.
No, I'm pretty sure no. Oh, here we go. I spent 10 years living as a prisoner inside of a North Korean political prison camp. My name is Kang Chao Hwan. Ask me anything.
Oh, boy. Here we go. 10 years?
10 years in a North Korean political prison camp. That sounds...
That's like where you, like, fucking... Like...
I don't know how you made 10 years, dude. If I was in there for... I'd kill myself.
Yeah, no. Straight up and down. I don't know how, and I'm sure they would gladly.
Because like it's not gonna, it's gonna be worse. It's gonna be worse than even American prison, I'm sure, by miles. Like miles.
Because is that for like people that talk out against like the North Korean government?
That's for like pretty much anything. Like if they don't want you in society, they throw you there.
Really?
North Korea's North Korea, dude. They can throw whoever they want in prison. Yeah.
They're so.
You didn't mow your lawn right. Go to prison. I mean, they probably don't have a lawn, but you know, like
if they did, they'll throw you to prison for it.
Hey, you gave me an apple with seeds in it. Go to jail.
Oh my god.
Where did you find an apple in North Korea?
I don't think it's a barren wasteland. You're making it sound like Fallout 4. Like,
okay, do you want to know the percentage of people starving in like North Korea? I think it's most of them. Like it's not good. Starvation rate. Okay. Oh. Well, I wonder if they're lying.
They might be lying. Is this NorthKoreaNews.com?
From 2012 to 2017, they actually managed to reduce it from 28% of the population were malnutrition to 19% of the population are malnutrition.
What's our malnutrition rate? I'm kind of curious to find out now. Because we're probably somewhere between the 28 and 19. Nah, we got way less. Nah, well, fuck, I don't know. I'm so out of touch.
12.3%. We're not much better.
Yes. Not 19.
Meaning that 1 in 8 households in the United States had difficulty at some point during the year in providing enough food for all their members.
How did I celebrate that?
Yeah, why did you celebrate that? You went, woo!
I celebrated that we were better than North Korea, and then I realized what we were. I was so sorry.
Patriot! Woo! Hoorah!
Now I'm really sad.
Yeah, you made me sad. Why'd you make me look that up?
I just wanted to make sure we were.
So let's look at some of the top questions, for
Good
this prisoner.
All right.
Political prisoner. Did any of the guards look remorseful or upset by the situation they were in? Any hidden small acts of kindness or mercy?
I mean, I would imagine so. That just comes with the territory, right?
Did this guy reply to anyone?
He's still in the cage.
I'm just realizing he hasn't replied to anyone, I don't think.
He's still in the prison.
Oh, here we go. He just didn't reply to that one. Why is that the top comment? He didn't reply. Weird. All right, what kind of food did they give you to eat, and what time did you have to get up and go to bed? Did they let you talk to the other prisoners at all? They had a very limited ration of food. As there were many cornfields, they mostly ate corn as a staple. Due to a period of malnutrition... Yeah, just corn. People started turning to hunting for rats for consumption.
Wow.
Prisoners are able to talk to each other. Sounds about right. I am surprised they give them corn.
Oof.
I figured they'd be saving all the corn for, like, fuel and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I figured they didn't.
They have cars running on corn at that point.
Although, corn... Actually, can you survive on just corn? Because your body doesn't digest corn right.
Well, corn... No, it doesn't digest corn right, but corn does have a lot of, like... It does have, like, sugars. There's...
I guess you get the important bits out of it. You just don't get all the kernel and stuff.
Honestly, all you're like, really doing is just shitting out the shell casing.
God.
What?
Oh, wow. Okay, so... This is a translator doing the answering, it seems. Okay.
Okay.
What memory do you cherish the most from North Korea? What memory do you wish you could forget? Okay, this is going to be really sad in the fucking podcast.
Why are we going to end the podcast on this, like, really sad
We're going to have to move on after this. I will read this off.
Okay, this won't be the last of the Off the Rails Reddit.
The most cherished memory when he was in Pyongyang and attending elementary school. The memory he wished he could forget when he was in prison. So sad.
It is very sad. It's very sad. I'm not laughing at that.
I'm moving on from that.
Yeah, move on from that.
Shit.
It was just, We're
54 minutes in. That was a horrible way to move the podcast.
No, moving on. It's just, once again, I feel bad for laughing. I wasn't laughing at the situation. It was such an obvious answer. Like, right? Like, what's the worst thing that happened to you? I don't know, dude. I spent 10 years in fucking government prison hunting rats and eating corn.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Dude, maybe scrolling through Reddit's just depressing when you don't have a filter, like, from going on to... I just looked at a net that's holding pollution back, and it's just like... God. This is just like... making me sad.
Okay, so now we need to put some homework for ourselves. We should create like an account for the podcast and filter in some interesting stuff.
Some instance, yeah.
For our Off the Rails Reddit, because apparently if you just go off of the pure, unfiltered front page bullshit, it's all sad.
It's like memes and then sad shit. Like there are memes here, but what am I supposed to do? Read a meme out or
we'll
like
just flash
flip,
it on the
like
screen
flip the laptop around and let you look at it real good?
Flip
like,
it to me and then I'll laugh at it and then we'll hold it up
my
to the
girlfriend, Pornhub Premium free on Valentine's Day. Me, extremely happy.
Yes, let's do this. Let's do oral readings of memes. Dank art/dank memes. Let's do oral readings.
I'm not doing an oral reading. Oh my god. Alright. We'll come up with some better podcast topics so we don't have to resort to this maybe.
We're still going to resort to it. We'll just be more prepared to resort to it and not talk about some guy in a North Korean prison camp. Something seemed to catch your interest.
That r/shower thoughts took me a second. February 13th is most likely the day when most hair goes down people's drains. People shaving their legs and their balls and and
is that
who's a savage that just like I mean, I guess that women shave their legs in the shower, so that one makes sense, but like who shaves their balls into the shower? That's like, you can do that outside of the shower. You don't have to do it in the shower. Like, you can...
I mean...
You why not do that in front of the mirror where you can, like, see what you're working with?
Yeah.
Like...
And then, like, I mean, I guess leg hair is different, but, like, most of the time hair is a lot harder to remove when it's wet. So, like, doing it in the shower, like, really made a lot of sense to
me. I don't need to do it in the shower. That seems... I mean, maybe they were just talking about hair leg, and I am the only one who interpreted it as pubes.
They're talking balls, they're talking taint, they're talking butthole hairs. Like, all of that stuff, like... I mean, okay, I can see some...
And if you're shaving your butthole, you're going about it all wrong. You should probably just get it waxed if you're really worried about your butthole hair. Because, like, shaving is just, like, asking for it to grow back.
See, like, I can't understand people that shave their balls. I mean, I understand trimming, manscaping, all of that shit. But full-on shaving, that is one of the worst experiences ever because it's just 3 days of itchy hell.
Yeah, that's why it grows back. Yeah, especially with your cheeks.
Almost a week.
You're going to be chafing.
Oh, God, yeah. And then you get, like, the fine bristly hairs, and then, like, it just irritates your legs.
If you're going to go bare, you got to go bare with, like, some wax, and then bleach that bad boy, and then you ready for bikini season.
Just dip your nuts in Clorox, and then strap on that G-string and hit the beach like the fucking strong, independent woman you are.
Balls in some Clorox.
This has been a PSA from Skylar and Nick.
Yeah, I think that's about the best way to end that is
Valentine's
Don't
Day.
shave your pubes in the shower, guys. Be considerate because that someone's got to clean out that shower drain. And if you got a bunch of hair in the shower drain, it can cause other issues. If you live in a family household and you're over here shaving your balls and then your teenage kid he jerks it in the shower. Now you're going to have to clean out his jerk it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and it's just gross. Like, you don't know whose hair is hanging around where. Like, so just do what I do. Don't fucking shave your balls in the shower. Shave your balls in an Arby's bag.
What? Okay. Wait, what? Why an Arby's bag?
I mean, it doesn't really have to be discriminative. Just whatever leftover bag that
just get a trash can, dude.
Trash can? Why are you gonna waste a whole trash can, dude? Just
what do you mean waste it? You just put a trash can under your balls and then shave. What's the issue here?
You don't throw away all your trash cans after you're done using them.
All right, we're ending it here.
I gave you two solid ones to end it on.
And we're ending it on a non-solid.
On the shittiest one because that's just how we do it.
Yep. Peace.